YSL Myself L'Absolu is a fresh floral sweet synthetic creamy spicy fragrance. It's got main notes of orange blossom, ginger, bergamot, patchouli, and cardamom. So I blind bought this fragrance. I only went with this little 40 ml. I was considering getting a bigger size, but I'm glad I only stuck with the 40 because it's really redundant to the other two, and I don't think it's as good as the EDP or the Le Parfum. The biggest difference in smell for this fragrance is in the opening. It has this spicy, sweet vibe to it that vaguely reminds me of the Most Wanted DNA. I'm not saying it's exactly the same, it's not that close, but it vaguely reminds me of it, and that's the biggest difference. And as it gets further and further into the dry down, it gets closer and closer to the Le Parfum and the EDP. Primarily, the EDP is what it's closest to. And in comparison to the EDP directly, I actually like the EDP's dry down better because it smells smoother and more enjoyable. In comparison, this has that same clean laundry vibe that this DNA has, but this one comes across as more scratchy and abrasive in comparison. It just doesn't smell as good, in my opinion. And I feel like this doesn't really fill a void in the line because I feel like the EDP is the best in the line for daytime, and the Le Parfum is the best for nighttime. And while this does work for both daytime and nighttime, it's not as good as the EDP for daytime, and it's not as good as the Le Parfum for nighttime. So this pretty much acts like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And I feel like this would appeal most to people who just want one fragrance in the line, one myself fragrance, and they just wanted something that was good enough for the daytime and good enough for the nighttime, but not the best at either. So I would recommend, if you wanted to get the EDP for the day and Le Parfum for the night and skip this altogether because it's a really redundant release in my opinion. I feel like this doesn't really fill a void in the line. Like, it already has the good daytime warm weather fragrance. It has the one more geared towards nighttime. And I feel like the only thing this line is missing is something really specifically geared towards fall and winter, something darker, more complex, more interesting. And I feel like it was a missed opportunity because that's the direction they should have gone with this fragrance. But in terms of performance, it's pretty much the same as the other two. It is a parfum concentration. You can tell it's a little bit more concentrated. It might have a little bit more push and projection, just a tad bit more longevity, but it's not much more than the other two. But all three are really great performers in my experience. And I wouldn't really recommend this fragrance. I would recommend the other two. This is my least favorite in the line, and it is the most expensive in the line as well, so it's hard to recommend. And overall, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. That was YSL Myself L'Absolu.